Well, we're not storm chasing, but I have had to come up to the farm. That delivery of timber was already on the lorry and he had to deliver it this morning, so I took the trek up this morning before all the wind picked up, but it's meant to be pretty crazy. So I might try and set up a time lapse out on the fence post and then hunker down. Here in the silage clamps, it's like a bunker, so it's really, really calm. Careful with your head. Trap your head. Steady. No, that's a bad idea. Well, that's what we came up for. Just about dodged the wind, it's not quite here yet. That is what 200 reclaimed joists look like. But there's a whole load of uses we've got for this in the future. And it's going to make sense to sort through it. I might even do that later on, so I can do it undercover, pull them out one by one, because some of them don't look like they're quite as regular as others. And we can sort the 80 or 100 we need for the cabin build, and then the rest we can just put into long-term storage, and eventually we'll put them around in the Dutch barn. I hadn't really planned to make much of a video today because I'm simply sat in a caravan editing, sheltering. Well then. But I left my soup in the car, so we may as well go and have a quick look outside. There's no trees here. There are a lot of roofing sheets that could fly off, but we're being careful. So I actually left my GoPro up in the field, bolted to a fence post, so hopefully we'll have a dramatic time lapse of the morning events. But it's more noise than anything in the barn here. Everything rattles around. All this sort of metal here is flapping. This top bit just kept on going in and out, so I've actually wedged something in there to hold it off. You're pissing in the wind there, dog. I mean, it was going to happen, wasn't it? We've got the welders coming in the morning, and all I've done is basically made a concrete dog bowl. You stay in there. There it is. Don't come out, dog. No, stay there, Maggie, you're going to get stuck. Right, now I'm safely behind my bunker here. We've lost a bit of roof. I think we've probably seen the worst of it now, so let's pull in the time lapse and see what we got. Maggie, Maggie. In. Good girl, good girl. Stupidly, I thought the worst was over. It just comes in waves. And that the reason that's flapping is that whole barge board of asbestos is ripped off and would have landed just out there. So, stupid idea. Let's not go outside. You coming in? You got hiccups? It already smells like wet dog in here. What's a bit more? Hey? Right, while I make my soup, I need a bit of help. The caravan is freezing cold. Even though there's a gas fire, even though there's an electric fire, even though I've got gas and I've got 240, it uses a 12 volt fan. 12 volt is not working in the van, still. Brought up the multimeter. Now, there's a Zig X7 it's called. It's basically a charger for the battery, but also like a transformer. With no battery, it doesn't work, which is fine. So I put a battery in, then the battery so 12 volt was working, then the battery's just gone flat. So it's not charging the battery. The battery's at like 10, 11 volts, which is no good. When I stick a multimeter on the charger, and it'll be at about 10 volts, when I turn on the charger, it drops. So, go figure. I've checked the, obviously 240 coming in is fine. I've checked the 25 amp fuse down by the battery, but there must be some other fuses in here, or one inside that controller maybe, that charger. So I need to work that out, because at the moment it's not particularly enjoyable in here, and it's just cups of tea and soup keeping me warm whilst I get this edited. If you have any idea what I can do, then let me know. Otherwise I'm going to have to just go shopping and see if I can find another caravan charger unit online somewhere. I'm in a barn and I can hear hail of some sort landing on the roof. Is that snow? What on earth? I think it's just horizontal rain. Holy moly. There's me saying I thought it was over. Brutal. I'm now realising why it rains inside. The ridge is completely vented, so when you get the driving rain it goes into that and it's falling on where the van is, which makes entire sense, because I kept on coming in here in the mornings and finding more like water on the floor, and I thought it was just flowing through from outside. But yeah, of course, when it's windy enough it'll blow through into the ridge and then drops. That's for ventilation, I guess. Keep, you know, when you've got 100 cattle in here, you really want the airflow. But wow. These alder trees are so spindly. I'm surprised they last, because they're in really soft, the soft banks of that brook. The tops have come off the top of these ones. Just brightening up a little bit, just as the sun goes down. So far, so good. Phew, the ancient oak tree is still standing. That's my main worry. One day we'll come up and measure it, see if we can age it or date it somehow, because it's hundreds and hundreds of years old. Keep hearing the Canada geese fly over, but they never seem to come down here. Here they come. Well, there's yellow winds or yellow warnings tomorrow, but they can't be as bad as that. So I think on the whole, the farmers fared well. Bit of roofing damage, a couple of smaller trees that were broken already, and then two big neighbouring trees that have fallen down. One thing that does happen as soon as you get any wind, and the small branches, they all fall into the brook and they travel along. I mean, this is 2 or 3 times wider than it normally looks, but it doesn't take long before they start building up, almost damming it. Last year we had someone come out from the Environment Agency just to talk about where we pop a bridge in and just generally have a chit chat about how we manage the land, which is really helpful. And he said those things are actually really good. Well, good for downstream at least, where you get those sort of temporary natural dams form from a fallen log, and then it narrows and it floods out onto the field. He called it a leaky dam, and it basically eases, it buffers everything downstream, which is no problem, because as soon as it comes out onto these fields, it's gone within hours anyway. I think those 2 small ones were down already. Yeah, over the other side, it's a right mess. There's 3 big trees down. And this whole tree here is hanging up in the oak tree. I think we'll be calling upon my tree surgeon mate for that one. This is the one that came down in the autumn, or the winter storms. I've taken the mic off this, so apologies if it's windy. Most important thing of the whole day, the girls' trees survived. Unfortunately, the 10 little fir trees that we planted, Christmas trees, look like they've had a few nibbles, but I am not going to be messing around with rabbit netting right now. And we will stake and guard those big trees, the birch trees, when we get a chance, but they're doing just fine. And like a few people said in the comments in the previous video, wind strengthens trees. You don't want to support them too much, so I think they're going to be just fine as long as they've got a bit of give.